Hi everyone, welcome. This is Bibi Lorenzetti of Newburgh Yoga Shala, and I'm here to talk to you about our upcoming 200-hour teacher training. It is a Yoga Alliance recognized training that will go over a span of 6 months, beginning September 23rd and ending April 9th. The group will meet 2 weekends a month. If you are seeking to be a teacher or seeking to learn more about your practice and really deepen not only the experience of practice, but your understanding and the foundation and the history of the practice of yoga so that you are more informed about what you're doing. This is open to all. So you'll find something for you no matter what you're seeking to do out of it. And a lot of times people come into teacher trainings not knowing that they are wanting to become a teacher, but just to really learn more. And at the end of the course, they realize that they do actually want to teach. So it's a wonderful learning opportunity for all who are dedicated to yoga. We do require that you have at least a year of practice in your body, just because if you do plan to become a teacher, there is something so essential to having the practice in your body and to having a daily practice. At Newburgh Yoga Shala, we firmly believe that to be a good teacher, you have to be a student first and foremost. And so a big part of the training is committing to a regular practice within the studio with our teachers. We're offering it both online and in person, so you have options, and all of our classes are live, but also live streamed. So there's options there that make it accessible to all. But of course, in person is highly recommended because there is something so valuable about learning with that one-on-one energy that you get in the room, right? And with practicing hands-on practice and hands-on experience. Classes are usually one of the weekends will be Friday evening 4 to 6, Saturday and Sunday 10 to 3 or 3:30, depending on the weekend. Each session will include a practice, so a class that is open to all, and then a lecture, and usually then the lecture is then translated into trying it out or talking about it with your fellow peers of the training. So there's a big part of the training that involves from the get-go being used to speaking in front of people and practicing what you're learning, so that it doesn't just stay at a mental level, but it really is absorbed by every cell of your body and lived through you. So by the time you're done with the training, you're not all of a sudden having to take all that body of knowledge and integrating it into your body, but you're continuously, from the first day, you are learning, assimilating, and integrating, which we find is absolutely essential to ensure that by the time you're done with the 200-hour, you feel like, you feel confident about the knowledge that you've gathered, you feel steady within your practice, and you feel like you have a strong foundation of understanding. The other weekends will be Saturday and Sunday, again from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Same format, practice, lecture, and then practice what has been lectured about. We have a really beautiful collection of teachers, Bibi Lorenzetti being at the head of it, and supported by other main teachers that you will see a lot, which include Braeden Lentz, who teaches here at the Shala and has many years of practice in teaching in the city. So he will be teaching all about the history of yoga, roots of yoga, and will also be teaching principles of teaching with me. We have Lindsay Freeman, who teaches here at Newburgh Yoga Shala, the Mysore program and the Vinyasa. She has years of experience teaching teacher trainings in the city, and is going to be supporting the teaching practices, teaching techniques, and focusing on how to sequence, the art of sequencing. She's magnificent at it. And then we have Jacquie Brown of Newburgh Yoga Shala as well. She is the mindfulness teacher for Google here in New York City, and she will be teaching mindfulness meditation and pranayama for the course, and also just assisting throughout the training. She'll be quite present with us. We have Alex Se, who is one of our teachers here, and she will be bringing in the anatomy piece and how to teach beginners and to injuries. She's been teaching for many years in the city and up here, and has a massage background, is just full of knowledge. We have Dearstyne, who is also a teacher here at Newburgh Yoga Shala. She'll be teaching the prenatal piece. And then we have some amazing guest teachers coming in, like my own teachers, Verocchi and Leigh from the Shala Yoga House in New York City. They will be coming up to teaching a workshop on meditation, pranayama, and chanting, Sanskrit chanting. We have Deborah Bagg of Love is Juniper from Brooklyn coming up to teaching about the psychology of yoga and the nervous system, yoga and the nervous system, polyvagal theory, all of that. We have Christie, Barron, also from the city, who has moved up here and is now in Woodstock, teaching at a Buddhist school. She's going to be teaching trauma-informed teaching. And we have Aura Bermudes, who is an expert at Ayurveda. She has taught at Kripalu, and she is going to be joining us from Boston to teach a weekend on Introduction to Ayurveda and how to integrate Ayurveda into the practice of yoga. You will receive a manual with all the information that we will be covering in the teacher training, and that is for you to keep forever and to always go back to. And if there is a weekend that you cannot attend, we will record it for you and make sure that you have those hours. But you do want to make sure that you can commit to all the dates, and just there's maybe one or two that you can commit to, and that we can make sure you receive the information via video. Yoga Alliance is fairly strict with how many days you have to attend and how many days you can miss. You can expect to be practicing a lot, to be in terms of the physicality of practice, to be assisting in class with the main head teachers, to be reading a vast amount of books, some of which are necessary for the end exam, and some of which are just suggested reading that you can, space out throughout time. You can expect to learn about essential sutras and Bhagavad Gita and some of the other essential texts of yoga. You can expect to be required to practice teaching with other teachers, and at the end of the training you will be asked to co-create a class that you each will teach a chunk that will go towards your final exam, which will be partly written as well. There will be written homework that you will be required to turn in, and just general notes from and observations from class. All of these are meant to help you deepen your own experience of practice, because all of the knowledge that you will gather will continue to remain at a mental level unless you really assimilate and make yourself curious about everything that you learn. And so that's why we space it out in 6 months, because we really believe that it is important for you to have some time between sessions to really sit with the knowledge and experience it in class. See how you feel about it, let questions arise and discuss with peers, discuss with us. It's a process that we're in together, and it's a creation that we're in together. So your commitment to exploration is really important in order for you to come out feeling very confident with, even if it's just one thing, right? There is this saying in the Sanskrit, in the Vedantic tradition, that when you are a student, as long as in this lifetime you learn one thing, but you learn that one thing really well, you will be able to connect and to teach that one thing to all the other people that need to learn that one thing. So a lot of this program is a lot of information from very skilled and highest quality teachers, but our expectation is that you walk away really having connected with at least one teacher, at least one piece of what has been offered, and then you make of that whatever your exploration might be. And this is just the beginning of a very long journey. All of us have been teaching for 10 years plus, and it's a constant exploration. You never stop learning. And so having a manual, having the material will allow for you to continue to go back and explore, and over the years see where you want to branch branch off. What's the next thing that you want to become an expert in? But this 200 hour will give you a very solid foundation of everything you need to know to start teaching, and from a place of truthfulness, of knowing, and of having deeply assimilated the most important, essential parts of asana practice, of philosophy, and of history of yoga. We hope you join. Early Bird starts on the 1st of April and ends on the 30th of April. You can find all the information on our website, newburghyogashalla.com, and feel free to ask us any questions you might have. We look forward to guiding you in your journey.